Poetry for Fools podcast is brought to you by the letter I. For I be here.
I be here.
Butch Escobar, man. Always bringing up the big words. Don't forget to write them down in the chat room.
That's
That's the
right.
big word of the day.
Ask what it means, and I'll tell you I don't know.
You know how to write poetry? Like you ever I thought poetry was you just write down stuff.
That rhymes.
That and also that it was just like I didn't know that poetry followed the same, I don't know if the right word, cadence and the same timing as stand-up comedy.
Really?
Where you do a compare, like you say that
cadence is the right word, by the way.
Because I followed this woman and then she said she gets on your face and she teach you how to write poetry. She goes, bitch, I'm gonna teach you how to write poetry.
I want to learn how to write poetry. I actually don't know how to write poetry.
Let's see if I can find her. Well, I don't know how it goes, bro, but it says that hey, go. I want you to. She will teach you how to write poetry real fast. I think it's Instagram. She said this. She said, pick any of these words, right? And the words were happiness, sorrow, joy, smile, scared, lost, journey, mountains, trees. So I said, I stopped at journey, and then she says, now open your eyes and look around the building and just pick the first thing that comes to your mind. The first thing you grab. So I grab mug, this coffee mug.
Journey mug.
He goes, and then you just start comparing the two, you know, like my journey has been like a cup of coffee. Once you find a good cup of coffee, it's hard to go back to that same cup of coffee because you didn't write down the address of that cup of coffee. So you return on that same journey, on the same road, walking and walking aimlessly to find that cup of coffee.
Did you just make that up right now?
Right now.
So someone taught you poetry then?
It's how to write poetry.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. You know what's funny, bro, is like, we'll talk about the subject in a minute, but researching this subject, it made me, because it's obviously we're talking about poetry here.
Yeah, because I was tripping out like, how does the subject we're talking about or other people we talked about with in the future, like Kerouac, like Bukowski, you know,
right?
Like it's different from just mumbling, you know, or writing down your blogging, you know,
right?
Blogging, because sometimes you read somebody's blogs and you think, oh, that's poetry, but it's not.
It's not.
It's just crazy words put together by a crazy person.
Well, see, for me growing up, I thought poetry had to rhyme.
Me too.
And it doesn't have to rhyme. It has to be poetic.
That's why I couldn't be a rapper, bro.
I couldn't be a rapper for numerous
Kid
reasons.
MC is back.
But I want to, when we're off, get a chance to look at that video that lady that you have a video of, because I was thinking that too while we're researching this subject. I actually love poetry. And I like the way that, because we're going to talk about Jack Kerouac and the history of Jack Kerouac. And I like the way that he writes, and honestly, bro, because I read The Road the first time, and I think I read it when I was younger and dumber because I thought it was stupid. I read almost the whole fucking book, but I thought it was fucking stupid. And then I went back and read it as an adult. And it encouraged me to actually want to live like out on the road, like it's why I do what I do, because I think that book actually hit me pretty hard. Like, as far as like, I mean, it's a book about a group of friends that travel back and forth between San Francisco, Denver, and New York several times over a 7-year period. And the book was written within 3 weeks by Jack Kerouac. And it's written completely poetically, it's written with a poetic license, if you will, where it's just like every word, every description of everything is like really strong, really rich.
Maybe that's why I never finished the book.
You're not the only one. And I didn't finish it either. Even the second time around that I read it, I actually, the only time I finished it is when we were talking about doing it this time. But I read it really quickly. And you know, one of the things that's interesting about Jack Kerouac
He wrote it 6 years before that book became popular.
He struggled after he
got
wrote
fat.
that book. He got all fucked up. But you know what I like about Jack Kerouac is the same with that what I liked about Mark Twain. That Jack Kerouac wrote fictional stories based on true events in his life, and even furthermore based on people in his life. So like, you know, like some of the characters in his stories are real. And as I got to like research this and go through documentaries, all these people are talking about, because he died very young. But a lot of people that were in his stories were able to talk about him. And oh, are those all his characters?
Yeah, and then these are the real life people. So Jesus, see, this was like a thing he did all throughout his career.
Oh my God, dude.
Those are the what?
Those are all the characters in his stories that are real people in his life.
Yeah, man.
And those are all like the on the left is the names of the character and on the right is the real person. Right? Or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, real person on the left, character on the right. Who's Carlo Marx? Is that Allen Ginsberg? I knew it was Allen Ginsberg.
Yes, Carlo Marx and Carlo Ginsberg.
Yeah. What a great name for a character was Carlo Marx. And Dean Moriarty obviously is
John Cassidy.
Neil Cassidy.
Neil Cassidy.
What, and that's also another interesting story in its own, is the Neil Cassidy and Jack Kerouac relationship. And like, you know, and this is like you know, this is all like, we're talking about the beat generation here. You know, when you talk about punk rockers, hip hop people, like alternate life people, you know, like people who lived on the fringes of their society, and people who were different than the normal, than the norm, if you will.
Found it.
Would you? Oh, the video? Okay, let's hear it.
Here he goes, bro. Here he goes. Here he goes. How to write a poetry, loser.
His sadness is a rearview mirror.
Oh, got it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Okay, that was it.
That was it. But she has a whole list.
Okay, so I get it now. Like my poetry word would be happiness, and then my metaphor would be Bobby. This Bobby right here, not the real Bobby. That makes me sad. Sorry, son. You're 17 and you're not talking to me right now. But yeah, this, like, and then I would build a poem around happiness and this Bobby right here. Got it. Dude, I'm going to go home and fucking write poetry.
Do it, bro. We're ready next week.
Dude, yes. Okay.
So when I fucking walked into that comedy acting class and didn't pay, and then they kicked me out.
Right. I'm sorry. That's just like,
bro, I went
spot on.
Because they have like one class where they give you an intro class, and they teach you what they're gonna teach you in the class.
Right.
And they give you like we're gonna teach you about writing. We're gonna teach you about the stage presence. So I'll be in the back. I'll be in the first time I was in the back, bro, learning, taking notes. Then the second time I went to another class for free. Then another one for free until I come back to the third one. Nope. But they said this. But when the first writing class was this, and they asked other comedy hopefuls there. They asked them. Keep in mind, I already have been on stage,
right,
before I joined the class. Pick a subject like my life, my house, my love life, my existence. So, I wrote my life, and then pick something, you know, like anything, you know, like a toy or whatever.
Right.
So I showed jigsaw puzzle.
Okay.
So then write a joke about that, right? Like a metaphor. So I wrote my first joke was, my life is like a jigsaw puzzle that was bought at a yard sale with like 25 cents. And and then it came with all the pieces.
Right.
So every day I struggle to put the puzzle together. But it's mixed with 5 different puzzles.
Oh my God. That's actually more poetic, but than comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, the comedy's in there,
But the joke was like,
oh my god,
my joke,
dude, you just wrote poetry again out of nowhere.
So my life is like
fucking guy.
my life has become a jigsaw puzzle. There's a lot of missing pieces in it
Okay,
that I'm never gonna get back.
dude. Again, more deep poetry, my friend. Maybe, dude, I like you should be a poet as well. That was wow, that was good actually.
All the women in the world aren't whores, just mine. Henry Chinaski.
Henry Chinaski.
History for food. We're talking about now the Jack Kerouac, and Jack Kerouac. He was part of the. He was a guy that was athletic enough to get a football scholarship,
Right.
and he played football, and somehow he didn't like his coach.
Right.
He reminded him of his dad,
Uh-huh.
I guess, and he got kicked out of the team. So he ended up leaving his what school did he go to? Yale?
He went to Columbia for college.
Yeah. So he got kicked out of the team, and he was a good athlete. So he left, and he ended up getting a job at a newspaper stand, like a sports writing stand. And I don't know if he was a janitor or not. Well, anyways, he thought it was weird that he was working at the place that was writing articles about him playing football.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part right there.
Yeah.
I knew that he was a sports writer for a hot minute.
Yeah, that was the sports writing place.
And then but I didn't know what I knew that he had quit because he got sick of it and wanted to just write.
This was after World War II, right before.
Yeah.
This was like his life was his life. He was like a teenager and adult after World War II, right?
Right. Yeah, and that's
And then he tried to join the Marines, but this fool was all fucked up. He joined the Merchant Marines.
well, he joined the Navy and the Marines.
Yeah.
And then he shows up to the Navy instead of the Marines, and they drill him anyway. And he goes, fuck this, I'm not going to do this. And he puts the gun down and he leaves. And then he joins the Merchant Marines. And then the Navy's like, cool, you could do the Merchant Marines, but you got to come back to us. And so he does Merchant Marining for a while. And then when he comes back, that's when they're like, this guy's fucking crazy. He got kicked out of the military because they thought he was a schizophrenic.
You know, he could write 60 words per minute or 40 words per minute.
Yeah.
A fast typer.
He wrote The Road in 3 weeks.
I used to tell people that he wrote the road in 3 weeks
Uh-huh.
on a paper towel roll.
He did. Kind of. You're close.
On your scroll.
Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, kind of. So, and that's the thing that I liked him. I didn't know that until we did the research for this, because I write on weird mediums as well, and people go, why? And there was even someone who was a teacher that I had met on the road and saw me writing on this, and she was like, why do you do that? And I was like, it's how I write my notes. And she was like, that's kind of inefficient, don't you think? And I was like, actually, it's not, because I write more when I'm writing on those. And he used what was called teletype paper. So teletype paper was fed into computers. It was the early printer paper. And so when you were getting data for anything like flights, electricity, every utility or something like that, like government office had teletype paper, and it looked like a roll of paper towels. Yeah, and he wrote the road on one complete roll in 3 weeks and handed it to his agent like that.
Would you ever? How many times have you bought or was given this book in your lifetime?
3 times. 3 times.
Me too.
You stupid idiot! Here, read this.
I bought this book. The first time it was given to me by somebody I was dating. She was reading it and I took it, or she bought it for me. The second one, I bought it because I thought it was all cool, bro.
The different stages here.
You're gonna die right here at this one because you've been there. Oh, it wasn't that one. I bought that one later. It was I bought it. Guess where I bought it at?
Where?
at that little bookstore in Monterey. I bought it with Cannery Row.
Oh God, bro! Of all places, too. Yeah.
And I sat down somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I went to go to get a massage on top of the Taco Bell.
You what?
Then
You left it?
I went to get a massage on top of the Taco Bell.
You mean that rub and tug at the...
What are you talking about?
That's actually a very Jack Kerouac thing, though, dude. You know, that's exactly a Jack Kerouac thing to do right there.
I remember walking down, bro, and I finished the rest of my joint
Yeah.
after the massage. It was not a good massage, bro, because the lady was eating, and they yelled at her, bro.
She was eating.
They yelled at her.
She was eating over you and just dropping
No,
crumbs?
I showed up. I showed up, bro, with Taco Bell bag and
Yeah.
Kerouac,
Uh-huh.
coffee stains on my shirt,
Right.
red eyes like a welder, and the manager, I gave her the money for the massage, 1 hour,
Right.
and then the manager, she started screaming at somebody from far away, and the lady she came screaming, holding like a noodle.
Yeah.
And then she put her noodle down, and they said, "Come with me." And I looked back at the lady. I said, "Could I have somebody that's not angry right now?"
Right.
But you know how they get on that pole and walk on your back.
Yeah. Shiatsu.
She didn't take her shoes off, bro.
No way.
She was mad.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Did you like get, hey bitch, get the fuck off my back? Cause that's like rubber. Like, dude, like I have a hairy back. Like that shit's not comfortable if rubber soles are touching it. I actually don't even like, I've had a shiatsu massage. I didn't even like it.
Sometimes when William S. Burroughs likes a little Asian woman to walk on his back.
William Burroughs.
Well,
Dude, you do it better that's actually a very accurate William S. Burroughs, dude.
there was a woman in Monterey, California, she walked on my back.
Yeah, there's William S. Burroughs.
I remember we all got arrested, and my father was a rich man and bailed me out.
Wow.
Anyway, he was the only one bailed out, bro.
Well, because
Jack Kerouac, that's the hell no. That's what you get for hanging over with those whatever he said. What was the word? That they're bad people. To do nots.
No good, no.
No good nots, whatever.
Oh, what was the word? Something not.
To do nots, because to do well is good to do nots.
Yes, to do nots. Okay.
Because these people were like the first generation of, before it was a lot of people like the first generation, I would say that was, hey, you're poor, but you still could afford that college.
Right.
Or, because college was for rich people.
Right.
And they thought they would consider you gay if you went to college.
Yes. So like when I read
and Jack Kerouac wasn't rich, right?
No, he wasn't rich, and that was why he got the scholarship. So there's a story in one of the documentaries that I watched that was by the priest that worked at his school. And he was like, Jack would come to me, like he would get in a fight and beat the fuck out of somebody. And then I would bring him into my office and be like, what happened? He'd be like, I want to be a writer, but they keep making fun of me. And I know this because I read a lot of Steinbeck, and the era that Steinbeck was his golden era is like East of Eden and The Grapes of Wrath. And in both of those books, there's examples of people talking about going to college. And like in East of Eden, there's this character named Samuel Hamilton, and he's like the old man. He's one of the main characters, and he has like 9 kids, and he starts to talk about his kids and where they're gonna go. And then I think it's like Johnny or Joe. I think it's Joe. He's like, Joe, well, Joe's a little different. Folks wonder if he's lavender or not, which means gay. But college is for him. No matter what, college is for him. And then there's another excerpt in the book where they have a mechanic who is helping work on the first car that they've ever owned. And this is when the Model Ts first came out. And the mechanic was ripping on people with education because he was like, it doesn't do you any good. At least I know how to work on something. And that's the thing, man. And so back in that time, education was kind of looked down upon. Like going off to college was looked down upon. And what Kerouac brought about with the Beat generation and with him going to college, being poor, exactly. You're totally right about that, by the way.
Yeah, 'cause before this era, college was something for the elite.
For the elites. For people who were working on Wall Street, bankers.
So he got a scholarship and decided not to go back. They got kicked out of school.
He got kicked out of school. Well, he was playing football, and then I think he hurt himself, but he got sick of the bullshit, and he kind of realized college was a joke too. Now, when you talk about hippies and counterculture, because like we have a huge counterculture now, right? We have like people who we have hip hop people, we have punk rockers, we have like a huge. But back in the '60s, it was hippies, and then the predecessor to hippies was the beat movement. And you asked me this when we were.
Do you remember that guy that was that they gave the moniker? Word of the day.
Love it.
The beatnik era was that guy's. I forgot his name. Humphrey Barden. I forgot his name.
Okay.
He said something that he called it we're the beat down generation.
We're beat down.
We're beat down.
We're beat.
He goes, we're not like we're not following the norm, you know, like you have to go to work and you have to go home and you have to raise a family and you have to buy a home and you have to go to work again.
Right.
And buy a newspaper and buy eggs and
right.
and live a boring existence.
Right.
They don't want to do that, they said.
No.
And because also, man, a lot of women back then, they were also going to college, right? They would go to college, but get degrees, but not do anything with them. Like they would just get the degree so they could marry a doctor or marry a lawyer,
right?
You know, and then even though they had a degree, they wouldn't not do nothing with it. So a woman will get a degree and
just have a degree,
and she'll get a degree.
Well, the most she would do is be a teacher or a nurse.
No, she wouldn't be none of that.
Right.
Her rich parents would tell her, go to college so you can be a doctor.
Right. Yeah. That too.
And then they wouldn't use their degrees. It wasn't until like this era, a little bit era, that women started actually noticing, you know what? Maybe I don't want to get married.
Late 60s to 70s is when it was like women's empowerment movement. You know, we should do an episode on the women's suffrage.
1913.
Yeah, great. Fuck, holy shit. But you know, women's suffrage happened, and that was just for voting rights and kind of like small rights. But women had to fight for their rights all the way up until the 60s. And then in the 80s, you started to see women working. You started to see women actually doing career moves. And then in the 90s, women started taking over, started doing jobs, and it started to become a normal thing. And then now here we are in what, 2025? And they
don't have to work no more. They could have OnlyFans if you're pretty.
There's a lot of men who are like, women have too many rights. Women are too independent now, and they're not fucking us anymore. You know, which is leading to the whole like neckbeard thing and the whole like, what is it called? What is a neckbeard called again? An incel. Like this is what has led up to incels.
What's up, everybody? History for Fools. Butch right here, man. Trying to lay it down for Jack Kerouac. I'm telling you, bro, this is what happened. I got the book, right? The first time I got the book, I read it to I forgot how far I read the book into, but I went on the road to do stand-up comedy, and I had it laying there, and a comedian picked it up, an old comic,
right?
Frank Manzano, rest in peace, and that fool said, "Oh man, I read that book." He goes, "It's the reason I'm on the road." A comic.
Oh.
It had a profound effect on my life. He said,
I think it did. Yeah, for a lot of
And
people.
then
Yeah.
Audible, bro. I got an Audible.
Okay.
Didn't finish it either.
It's their narrator, Will
That's Frank
Patton.
Manzano right there.
So the narrator is Will Patton for the Audible, and he fucking sucks.
yeah, man.
He makes it sound so shitty and cheesy. He really, I think they thought, oh, this is because he kind of sounds like Jack Kerouac, but he made it sound. I had to slug through that.
And then I saw a documentary about the Beatnik era, where Johnny Depp plays Jack Kerouac,
Okay.
and John Turturro plays Allen Ginsberg, and William S. Burroughs is played by I don't know who. Can you find that movie?
Whoa, because I saw The Road is the so he keeps showing.
It's like a documentary,
Oh, this is a documentary.
but Johnny Depp plays Jack Kerouac, and it's quoting him the whole movie. There it is. Boom, bro.
Dude, I would have much rather had watched this
Play a little
than,
clip of it. See what,
than the movie
we'll
that
talk
I
over
watched.
it, eh?
Dude, I would have much. So I watched the most modern version of The Road, which is like some independent film.
Well, this is a documentary though, not a movie.
Oh, this is a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, it just shows one.
Despite Hall on the Road, a few people in the 50s cared about the beats. This didn't seem to bother them much. Yeah, see, it wasn't a big movement back then. But small, unorganized breakthroughs were occurring all over the world. And that's the thing is, it didn't become like a really big movement until way later on. And then it predated the hippie movement. And it's actually, a lot of people contribute Neil Cassidy to the hippie movement.
Yeah.
Because he was a beat and then he was a driver. So this driver thing has a lot to do with Neil Cassidy and the hippie movement, because he drove the bus for the Merry Pranksters and Ken Kesey.
Ken Kesey.
And
who's
so
that?
Ken Kesey was doing acid tests in the 60s. Like he was experimenting with acid and what's that substance in peyote?
Wait, what's the
No, what's the substance in peyote? He was doing a lot of mescaline experiments and stuff. So, there's this story I'll tell while you're looking, but so Ram Dass is was like on the other side of this counterculture in the 60s. Ram Dass and Timothy Leary were both professors who were studying psychoactive drugs like LSD and mushrooms, and they were experimenting with it clinically, right? So they're doing these clinical trials in Harvard for this drug. Him and Timothy Leary, they were partners. They were like best friends, and they did, they were doing some hippie type stuff where they were having fun on this, they rented this like huge piece of property, and they were doing all these studies with students and writing stuff down and doing a lot of like actual research. And on the other side, on the West Coast, was Ken Kesey and Neil Cassidy. And they were doing the same thing, but they were fucking partying while they were doing it. And they were doing it on their little ranch up in the mountains above San Francisco. Now, these two groups of people are aware of each other, and this is like a big deal in the hippie movement, because at some point they meet, and how they meet is like Ken Kesey rolls up with Neil Cassidy as his driver, and they have this bus full of hippies, and they're all fucked up on acid. And fucking Ram Dass comes out, and he's like, and they're all naked in another room, tripping on acid, meditating in like a hot room, and they're they're taking it seriously. They're right. And then these guys roll up on a bus partying, and they're like, "What's up, bro? Let's do some acid." And Ram Dass right here, who's like, I mean, if you know me, I love Ram Dass. He's like my hero in life. And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here. We're trying to fucking do a real study." And Ken Kesey's like, hey, mellow out, man. We're all doing the same drugs. And Ram Dass is like, nah, man, get the fuck out of here, dude. We're trying to do this like on a clinical level. And the pictures you're showing of Ram Dass are him later on after he becomes radicalized and is a hippie.
Oh, okay. So there's like a different version.
There's a different. He was a Harvard professor. He was a lawyer at first. Then he became like involved in some others. If you go down to that middle picture, yes. So there's like how he looked when he first met Ken Kesey and Neil Cassidy. This is like the early versions of him before he had a beard but that's the effect on the hippie movement. And so when you take the hippie movement, you know, and you talk about all these guys, you know, there's Ram Dass, and then that's
Remember Jack Kerouac said, nah, man, I didn't mean none of this.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is Jack Kerouac himself, who started this whole movement.
He was about going on the road and meeting people and hanging out.
Bro, he wasn't a protester. He wasn't political. He's
all about meeting people.
He
and
was
getting
not
to know
trying
your
to
man.
start a movement. Yeah.
No movement.
Yeah.
He was basically like Javier, like Bardem, basically, with no cameras.
Right. Yeah. Oh my
Because
God.
he met people and he wrote about them.
Right.
And he made characters because he was a shy motherfucker, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I think he needed Dean Moriarty around
Right.
to be loud, you know?
Yeah, Neil
To be
Cassidy. Yeah.
Neil Cassidy was loud, bro, and rambunctious, and he showed up with a 16-year-old hot wife.
I know.
You know, man,
Yeah.
and unheard of already against the law.
Right.
Pretty much every state that he took her was considered sex trafficking right now.
Right. Yeah.
So every state that he took her is against the law.
Right.
So that fool was loud, bro. That fool was down to take a car. Dean is the kind of person that will show up and light up the room. He's the kind of guy that will show up, kind of like Butch. Show up and that fool will know where the weed is.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the life of the party.
The life of the party, man.
Everybody loved him. Neil Cassidy was
and Jack Kerouac lived behind him through what's the word? He emulated him, and he lived off his
in his shadow.
In his shadows.
Yeah. Man, that is actually very accurate.
Jack Kerouac, he wrote his character was pretty much Dean, but not really Dean because he was really shy in his books.
Right. Right.
What's Jack's name in his book?
It's Cell Paradise.
Cell Paradise.
Yeah.
Because when I read the book, he's Italian, almost, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in real life, he's French Canadian descent. His parents were factory workers that moved to a small town in Massachusetts. You know, and that's the thing, man, is like when you talk about Jack Kerouac, you talk about this movement, you know, it started after World War II. Like I've noticed this pattern as we do these episodes that after war, the teenagers that spring from that war somewhat are different than, like, one of the examples that I have is when Amsterdam was freed from Hitler and World War II ended. It created a huge movement of peace amongst younger people.
Yeah,
peace. And it's why Amsterdam is so liberal, because it used to be very conservative, like hardcore conservative. And the kids of those conservative people after the war ended had felt that their parents betrayed them and were like, fuck that, we're not going to get in this mess again. And we're not going to be like these people. And so that's
why... We're not
why...
going to starve again either.
What's that?
Also, we're not going to starve again.
And we're not going to starve again. And so you have that creates a very liberal group of people that don't want to fight. They're peaceful. They pass all these. So that's why you see Amsterdam the way it is. And so when you talk about the beat movement, this is a reaction from World War II. Like, that's the thing is, I think people are under the they're under the understanding of like, oh, we were all together in this country fighting World War II. We were all for the movement. And I would say more than any other war we've been in, yes, this society was backing this country in World War II. But just like every war, there's a group of people that are like, no, fuck that. We don't want to fight any wars. We don't want to be involved. We don't want kids to go off and die for the fucking older people of our society. And so when you talk about the beat movement, you talk about Jack Kerouac, he was an example of people after World War II. And so when he wrote, even though he wasn't writing to fucking impress anybody or do anything, he was writing for a generation of people that didn't know how to speak for themselves. And so that's what's so amazing is that this book comes out in, I think it's the late 40s to early 50s. And he's already written 10 books by now. And nobody knows who the fuck he is. He goes up on this mountain to fucking meditate for 6 months. Actually goes crazy and writes 2 more amazing books. But he comes back off the hill and they're like, hey, you're fucking famous, by the way. Your book made it to #1. And then he gets thrust into fame, which ends up leading him to be a drinker. It's why he died.
He bought a home.
Bought a home. Yeah, he bought stuff for his mom. Like, that was the other thing is I don't think he knew how rich he was going to get.
Yeah, I remember when his dad died, he said, just promise me that you'll take care of your mom.
Oh, yeah, he did that.
And he did take care of his mom.
He did take care of his
So
mom.
he bought a home. I mean, and then he hooked up with a chick that knew how to take care of people so he could take care of his mom.
Right.
A Butch move. Every time I read something bad about Jack Kerouac, I kept thinking about Butch.
Like, this is the kind of shit that I'd pull.
Yeah, because they'll say stuff like one of the readers of the documentary said that a lot of comments, why didn't he just stop drinking? He didn't want to.
He didn't want to.
Why didn't he go to a doctor? Because the doctor going to tell him to stop drinking. He didn't want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something to be said about a person that's like, look, I know I'm fucked up, but I like that I'm fucked up.
Enough about Willie Barcena.
You know what, though? You said something this weekend that kind of hit home to me, too, in that vein, though. And you're not a drinker. You're not a fucked up person like that. But we're talking about therapy. And you're like, you know what? I thought about going to therapy, but then I realized I like who I am.
I like me.
I like me.
I like waking up in the middle of at 3 in the mornings on the road and not knowing where I'm at and screaming and then going back to sleep crying. And then looking at that meme that says, he goes, me responding ASAP after nobody returned my text. That fool just looked like Kobe the Clown at this. I don't want to take my screams away, bro. Right now, I'm not ready.
You're not ready. You're comfortable with your fucked upness.
I like going out to having a killer set, and then walking into my room, and it feels like somebody startled me, and I'm catching my breath.
But that's the thing, though, is that, I mean, I feel that too. Like, I know you're fucking around a little bit, but I do, like, that's the thing is, like, you can fix everything about you. I'm sure you can. But for me, man, there's some parts of me where I don't want to fix that.
I already fixed a lot of stuff. Like I don't randomly strike my ball in front of chicks no more. Or at the DMV or waiting in line and smell it.
I didn't even see that coming. I thought he was going to say something like, I don't do drugs anymore. I fucking pay my bills. Like,
I don't randomly look at a chick and then when she catches me, I squeeze my balls. I don't do that anymore.
I love that.
I don't stand on a bus stop, randomly waiting and talking to somebody. Hey, man, you know how to get to 4th Street? Oh.
There are people who do that.
Because that's like, I always tell people in the audience, teach your kids not to be an animal when they're growing up.
Right.
Because it took me a long time to not grab my balls in front of people. Go, yeah, man, so what a lovely day it is. Bada bing. I used to have jeans that had like a faded mark right here. Like, I didn't even know. It was like
Get the fuck out of here. Are you
For real,
serious?
dog. A scratch patch. I
That
call
is.
it. How embarrassing, right? But I've
A
grown now.
scratch patch. No, bro. I want a scratch patch now.
It was like a little cat. It has sandpaper on it.
How old were those jeans?
They were tight, bro.
I'm
So I
never
don't do
gonna
that no
forget
more,
scratch
man.
patch.
I come a long way.
Yeah, okay. But you did it yourself. You fixed
Yeah.
it yourself.
Yeah, somebody like call the cops.
But I think that's the thing that I found so profound, though, is that you're basically saying, I know I'm a flawed person, but I'm comfortable with who I am. And I think that's the problem that our generation has and younger is that, and I don't know if we're the first generation to have this problem, but I know we're the first generation to think about, well, we need to fix it. Like, I'm fucked up. I have depression. I have anxiety. I have blah, blah, blah. And I need to go to a therapist. And as someone who goes to therapy regularly to this day, and who, and that's the thing is I walk around all the time like, you should go to therapy. You should go to therapy. And you're the first person I ever met that was like, I don't need to go to therapy. And it's like, but why? Well, because I'm happy with who I am. That actually makes sense to me because my father's the same way. My father is very much exactly like that. And is that my dad's like, and this man went to fucking war and killed people and fought in Vietnam.
And taking chicks.
And taking chicks and taking lots of chicks. And he's like,
He's watching it going,
I hope to God this man never watches our podcast because he's going to be like, what an idiot my son is. But he's also someone who sleeps well at night, has no problem, doesn't stay up worrying about shit. My dad has zero anxiety, zero fucking depression. And I think it's the same thing, with yeah.
Get back to Jack Kerouac. Society was really pissed off at these white people for going to these jazz bars and giving an audience to the subculture scene. Huh?
Right. Yes.
They're very pissed off about that, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Because the subculture scene, the jazz was connected to heroin and drug and marijuana. Bottom line, that's how they try to. That's how they try to throw jazz that back in the day.
Yes, yeah, because exactly that it was related to marijuana.
And then rock and roll, and then it
crime.
became more drugs. Hip hop.
I mean, dude, hip hop's a perfect comparison because hip hop was mainly black music at the time that it was coming out and popular. And I think around the mid 90s is when you started to see kids like skater kids walking around with like Cypress Hill patches or having the CD, and like hip hop started to become this like counterculture movement outside of black teens that white kids and then that's when you started to see parents get upset because they're like well, my kid's listening to this music about killing people or gang violence, and then almost the same exact thing came out where it was like, this is going to make our children violent, this is going to make them do drugs, this is going to make them commit crimes, and it's just another counterculture movement.
Yeah, man, they're all scared.
They are, and that's what it is. It's fear, But what's the movement now? What is? Because that's the thing, man. Is like what's the version of that movement now?
One day I will find the right words, and they will be simple. Dharma bombs.
Oh,
Jack Kerouac.
Yes, I heard that was a really good one. That's the one I wanted to read when I get a
Live, love, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. Jack Kerouac. There was nowhere to go but everywhere, so just keep on rolling under the stars.
I like that.
On the road, Jack Kerouac. I like too many things and get all confused and hung up running from one falling star to another till I drop. This is the night, what it does to you. I had nothing to offer anybody except my own confusion. That's on the road, Sal Paradise.
God damn, that one's a good one, dude.
My favorite is, what is that feeling when you're driving away from people and they recede on a plane till you see their speck dispersing? It's too huge world vaulting us. and it's goodbye. But we lean forward to the next crazy adventure beneath the sky.
Can you read that again to me, please?
What is that feeling? What is that feeling when you're driving away from people and they recede on the plane till you see their specks dispersing? It's the too huge world vaulting us, and it's goodbye. But we lean forward to the next crazy adventure beneath the skies.
Where's that from?
On the road.
Can you send that to me? Actually, that's amazing.
I think that's when
That's so profound.
I think that's when when they left Betty behind, bro, in that book. Remember because Dean ditches her, right?
Yeah.
And then they got to that brutal fight where they call a cop, they got kicked out.
Right.
And
then he ditches her.
Right after he bought the refrigerator or something.
Yes,
He was complaining
yes.
about everything was hot.
Right.
It's funny because he was different about On the Road is that nobody was writing about real people like Dean and Sal Paradise back then.
Right.
Everything was like Shakespeare or it was Vonnegut. You know, it was
very fancy, very eloquent.
big words, you know, and it was the kind of literature that they were teaching in schools.
Right, literature wasn't for the layman.
Ain't nobody passing out no Jack on the road to people in fucking our high school.
No, fuck no. Well, by the time it happened to us, dude, we had begun. We were a way more stupider society.
Yeah.
But this was a society that, like, because again, bro, like, by the time me and you were able to receive that book, everybody was reading.
Everybody.
And you could read about anything. But at this time, there were very few books that were written like this. Like Mark Twain, you know, going back to the Mark Twain thing, Mark Twain was the first writer to write in layman's terms, to write something about shit to the masses and not just because when Mark Twain was writing, and this is how long this period of time lasts, because when Mark Twain was writing, only rich people were reading books because they were the most educated. And if you were poor, it was most likely you didn't read books. And Mark Twain started to write. So this created like you could lead this up to Jack Kerouac because like, you know, then poor people started reading a little bit more. There was newspapers, and then books started to take off. And Mark Twain dies in the late 1800s, and Jack Kerouac doesn't come along too far after in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
So you have, there's a connection here of where people are still reading, you know, like that's the thing, man, is you're never going to find, even if somebody writes better than Jack Kerouac, they're never going to make it as big as Jack Kerouac did because because literature was a big deal back then where like literature isn't shit now. We all read books. It's not like it's dying. It just doesn't mean shit now. You know, it doesn't mean anything to write a profound book anymore.
Well, now it seems more like it's like self-help, right? Like
yes.
Like how can I cure this thing? Whereas like before, it was like Jack Kerouac is like this like deep burning question of like, who am I? Like,
right. Well, and that's the difference in generations as well.
I know. Meanwhile, Jack Kerouac is writing, I had nothing to offer anybody except my own confusion. Right, which was acceptable. But that's also an era where my witness is an empty sky.
I don't know if we didn't know about anxiety and depression or we just didn't have it. You know, because like as someone who suffers from anxiety and depression,
then they'll just say he's a little off.
Well, the thing is, bro, is everybody's struggling back then. Everybody's working to become something. And there's no air conditioning. There's no internet. There's no air conditioning for everyone. There's no internet for everyone. There's no heating and electricity for everyone. So everybody's struggling. And when you're struggling, when you're just trying to make, like my grandparents didn't suffer from depression and anxiety. You know why? Because they were fucking working every day. Because they were just trying to fucking survive and take care of their kids. So there's something to be said about that. You know, like.
I have a lot of blood on my pillows, mijo, when your daddy used to hit me.
There's also that, too. Okay. All right. Chill with your romanticizing, Butch.
I don't know. People go through different stuff.
No, you're totally right, dude. You're
They
totally.
hit it well.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They hit it well with makeup. Yeah, they hit it well. And I think there was probably depression and anxiety.
My family, my dad would beat the hell out of us. Then the next day we go to Disneyland and people thought we were celebrating the night before. So.
Oh my God. But do you think your dad suffered from depression or anxiety? Or do you think he didn't know that he was? Or do you think he didn't and was just trying?
My answer, you the way my dad would answer that question.
I love it. Let me hear it.
Listen, mijo. A lot of people, I'm not like you, mijo. I don't have time to be a maricon.
That's exactly the answer.
I have to get up in the morning.
Yes.
I have to be a man and go to work for people that I don't want to feed.
Yes. Oh my God, bro. I don't have time to be depressed because I'm already living in shit, mijo. I have to feed
You
you.
think I have time to spend $1 more on a doctor? I just beat one of you guys and I'll be okay.
Oh my God, dude. I swear to God, our parents should fucking hang out.
You know how badly I want you in my yate today, cabrón? My dad came in like that one day, bro.
Bro, that
Grabbed me by the throat and told me, ask me that.
did he really?
I went like this. Listen, there's a lot of them out there, Ray. You pick one. Lamont.
Oh my God, bro. That is fucking hilarious.
My dad would throw the bills at me, the bills, and telling me what might get cut off, what I gotta pay, what I got cut off, and then look at me. What did you want? What did you want to ask me? Then I look at my shoes. They're like this. I'll let my shoes tell you, eh?
Go ahead, talk. Talk for me,
I
boy.
wish I would have said that, bro. I wish I could have just grabbed my shoe that's ripped from like this. Let me tell you, my shoes want to tell you something. Hey, we need Nikes. Nah, dog, I taped that shit and pretended to be. I was pretending I was Tony Hawk.
Oh my God, bro.
Some people tape their shoes to skate. I taped it, bro, and I had to find a board.
You had to skate just so you could not look like you were poor? Oh, man. What do you think your dad would have done to you if you did that, though?
What?
I need shoes.
You better eat that shoe, bro. You probably put the shoe in my mouth and told me to walk around like that all day in the house.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah. There's no way, dude. My mom would have beat the fuck out of me.
Told me that, abre la boca, cabrón. Abre la pinche boca, cabrón. Open the fucking mouth. And then shove the shoe in my mouth. He'll put
your mouth on that curb.
He'll put like the Elmer. He'll put the Elmer's glue in it. Elmer's glue, and he'll shut it, and then he'll put it in my mouth to keep it shut. He'll leave it at that till the shoe heals itself. And I'm not this time out there crying or everybody watching television.
That's so real. How many?
Then my brother looking at me laughing, and I look at him like, "Oh fuck you!" But he's gone, and I'm here, bro.
Right. The legacy continues.
So I thought to my kids telling me, we didn't hardly see you, Daddy. You're lucky, Daddy.
You're lucky.
You are so fucking lucky, man.
Do you know what I could have?
I would have. Oh man.
Look what your grandfather did to me.
I would
Do
have.
you want me to do that to you?
The revenge was real, bro.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, this douchebag comedian told me that his grandmother used to put rice on the floor and made him kneel.
Yes, that's a thing.
Then I asked him, but did you learn the poem? Did you learn the prayer at least that she told you to say when you
Oh my God.
No, then they wasn't worth it. Eh?
Right.
Rice. My mama put fucking beans, bro.
Culturally appropriate. Beans are worse. Beans are far worse.
And they were cooked, bro.
Oh, well,
boiling. They just pour it over us.
We had to eat them.
Bro, one time I didn't want to.
Eat your knee beans.
I hated kidney beans.
Yeah, me
Or
too.
garbanzo beans. No
Yes.
garbanzo beans.
I fucking hate garbanzo to this day.
Like I like hummus now because I don't know I don't know if it's garbanzo beans.
Right.
But the first time I saw garbanzo beans, they were like round and
Yeah.
like sad corn nuts, and they made it with like in the soup with meat.
Right.
Like instead of potatoes, they used garbanzo beans,
I fucking hate that.
and they had like pieces of meat. And as soon as I saw it, I burped and I already threw up already, right? Because I didn't want to eat it.
Right.
So my dad said, "You have to eat it." And I said, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna eat that. That's gross." I told him, "That's that's fucking gross." And he gave me a look like, "Motherfucker, you're lucky we're lucky we're eating and shit, right?
Right.
You're lucky we're feeding you. You're lucky I have to go to work. All this shit, right?" And I said, "Nah." I was like, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna eat this."
Oh no.
Bro, my dad grabbed my head real hard, bro.
Yep.
But you know how they do it? Like when you have, like some people just grab your hair like like this, bro. That's when they love you, bro. They're trying to like get you to suck it,
Right.
But like,
Pause.
when it's coming from hatred, they grab the back of the head.
Yes.
And they go forward, they pull it up.
Right.
And it hurts way more.
It hurts way more.
You can't even fight it no more.
Right.
Because no matter what you move, it's gonna hurt more. And he made me eat that fucking garbanzo, bro. I just fucking threw up, bro, right there on the table.
Yeah. Did he think anything was gonna be different? Did he think you were gonna be like, "This is delicious"? Actually, I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. I guess he wanted a dog, and and I was the closest thing to it and shit. So they couldn't have puppies in the house, and so I threw up, bro. And I remember they beat me, bro. But you know what, bro? I'll tell you what, bro. From that moment on, I didn't see garbanzo beans ever again.
Lesson. Who learned the lesson here then?
They did.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. You gotta watch.
They did.
You gotta watch 3 episodes back to understand that fucking joke. But goddamn, that's hilarious.
I didn't see garbanzo beans, bro. So I started seeing it in green rooms, bro.
Oh god, that's fucking hilarious, dude. That's so true, though. Oh my god, you won that battle. Good for you. Because you threw up. Did you throw up a lot? Like, was it like obvious throw up, or was it like?
Well, the garbanzo beans, bro.
Oh yeah,
but
dude.
also, man, they have found my because every time I didn't eat something, every time I didn't want to eat something.
Yeah.
I would put a little napkin, bro, and hold it like I'm cleaning myself.
Yeah. I hated peas. I used to do that.
So
with peas.
I was putting them, trying to put them one by one, right, and try to eat the juice. So when they threw up, my little napkin opened up more, and I think I invented hummus. So I had a handful of garbanzo beans that were crushed on this hand.
Okay.
So they found my evidence, and then of course, I'm a big rat.
Right.
I said that behind my brother always throws his food over the refrigerator, bro.
You fucking ratted out your brother to save your own skin. I would have done the same thing. But
they said, "Nah, you do that too." So.
Oh my god, bro! Because that's how I for us it was peas. I hated fucking peas.
I hate all that shit. Peas,
gross,
garbanzo
dude.
beans.
To this day, peas are gross to me.
Spinach.
I like hummus too, but that's because it's mixed with garlic and hot sauce, and when it's broken down, it's different. Just like split pea soup. I love split pea soup with some ham in it, but if you give me fucking peas, I'll fucking throw them at you, dude. Yeah, it's kind of like hominy. Hominy is more like enlarged corn, and it's flat, where garbanzo beans, are round. They almost look like macadamia nuts. They have a little butt on them as well. And then there's like kind of a weird layer of a shell around them. Yeah. Okay. So are there chickpeas? I think it's the same thing as chickpeas, and garbanzo beans are the same thing.
Hey, Jack Kerouac started drinking toward the end of his life a lot, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what killed him, was that he died. I mean, he died from some sort of hemorrhage, but it was due to his alcoholism.
And he smoked a lot, huh?
And he smoked a lot. And his alcoholism came from just not being able to, it wasn't even his life, bro. It was his fame that he didn't know how to deal with.
He got a lot of fame at 35, huh?
I think he's a lot like Kurt Cobain in that way, where Kurt Cobain didn't want to be famous. He just wanted to be an artist. And he just wanted to do his thing. And when fame came along, he didn't know how to do it. So he killed himself. Or Courtney Love killed him, depending on who you believe. But I do know I used to follow Nirvana, and I knew that Kurt Cobain hated being famous. Even when I was a fan, I would listen to interviews, and he was like, I miss doing the clubs. I miss doing a small club and being surprised that there was an audience there. And now we show up to these arenas, and they're filled with people who don't even know what my music is about. And I think that's what Kerouac kind of went through. You trying to be a dark artist right now?
It's gonna be Kurt Cobain, bro. I'm not like her. I can't pretend. Won't let me home. Maybe I'll just hurt me.
Got a hangover. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah, dude. I think it was the same kind of thing. I think Jack liked being a counterculture person. I think he liked, and I kind of feel this a little bit where I don't mind if I get famous, but I do like my obscurity. I like that I fucking struggle. I like that I'm an artist. Like, I live, I talk about it all the time.
What if every time you went into a bar,
people
scream out your name and they buy you a pitcher of beer and they make you get fucked up with them?
No.
Everywhere you went, no matter where you went, bro.
People try to do that to you.
But if to you though, if they do it to you,
would I do it?
Because you're like I think you like to party.
Yeah.
But you don't want to party with every motherfucker that's there.
No.
You like to party. You like to party with twos and fews.
Right.
Like a good two motherfuckers or three is good with you, like 4.
Conversation.
But 9, nah.
Fuck no. It's too much.
7, fuck no.
Fuck
6.
no. I don't like big parties. Ever since I was younger, I didn't like going to big parties. I don't get the point of going out loud
Bush don't like shots.
And going, what?
Bush don't like shots.
I don't like shots.
Big shot with everybody toasting. Fuck all that.
No, fuck no, dude. That's such stupid shit to me. And I hate yelling at a club. What? Hey, do you remember when we went? I hate that shit. My thing is, bro, let's sit down. Because we do get approached by people after shows. And if it's a big crowd, I'm there. I shake hands. I love all you guys. I'm not someone who's like, fuck this. I love the attention that I'm getting right now. I'm not saying I don't. But when it comes down to because I love meeting people, and I think that's what this book is about as well, is because these characters meet people as they go along, and they become part of this book. I love shit like that. I love going out, going to a show. There's that guy in Chicago, Canna Renaissance or something like that. He would message me, and when I got to Chicago one night, me, him, and his girlfriend walked around Chicago and smoked joints and just.
Is that the bald dude with his chick?
Yes.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I think he has red hair. He has like a red beard.
Yes.
Yeah.
He picked me up. That dude picked me up on Halloween.
Let me find his name so we could get it right. Shout out to. But keep going.
He took me to a speakeasy Halloween party, and they had lap dances, strippers. They had man, dude, they had so many dabs, so much weed, and a barbecue rib.
Yes, that's the dude. Yeah. The Cannabis Renaissance is what he goes by.
Then he had the homegirl who gave me mushrooms.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, and that dude that's a good example of someone, bro, that of how I party. I love coming out of a show and people shake our hands and invite us to do stuff.
Is there a place called Palpatine, Illinois? Or Palatine, Illinois?
I think you're onto something there. Palatine, Illinois. Palatine. Yeah, you're right. Suburban Illinois.
Shout out to the Godfather Palatine, man.
Is that where he's from?
I met some people there that know him, Renaissance guy,
Okay.
and he was at that same party, bro. He called himself the Godfather Palatine, and that dude, bro, he wanted to give me a lap dance. No, he wanted to pay for my lap dance.
There's a difference. Yeah, he's a good dude, and he's interesting conversation.
And an artist.
And yeah, and that's what I love,
man.
man.
A little slow talker.
Yeah.
Low talker.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I like stuff like that. I like meeting interesting people like that. One time we did a show in Denver, and you know, this dude came up to me and was like, I just caught an episode and of like, he didn't even know me, but he saw one episode right before he came. And we started having a conversation, and then him and his wife invited me out to dinner, which at first I was like, oh shit, I'm not a swinger. But it wasn't that. We just talked, and we had a great conversation over dinner, like a late dinner that night. And it was fucking wonderful. And I love stuff like that. And that's the poetry in life right there, is that for me is meeting people like that, having great conversations.
Jack Kerouac passed away right before 1960, before the hippie era all began, and he left a big mark as an American writer and a novelist. And I would suggest you guys go read all his books, man, if you have the time to read Dharma Bums, and really read On the Road, man, and come back and let us know what you think.
Please.
It's a very strong book. We'll come back later on in the future as we talk more about subjects on history for Foos. And we'll probably do a whole thing on William S. Burroughs.
I would
and you
love
want to
that.
know about William S. Burroughs? He has a good role in that movie, Drugstore Cowboy. And with Matt Dillon.
Oh,
He
really?
plays Father Tom. And Matt Dillon says, man, Father Tom must have did so much drugs to fill up a truck. Well, you find out Father Tom talking about drugs to Matt Dillon and you put the volume up, it's a very good role.
You know what's funny is that
And everything, what he's talking about right now
uh-huh.
is happening right now in this world, and he made it up. William S. Burroughs made it up in that movie. He improvised that scene right there. Watch. Play it. So right here, this is William S. Burroughs, one of his last roles before he passed away.
In the near future, right-wingers will use drug hysteria as a pretext to set up an international police apparatus. Oh man, I may not live to see a fire.
Solution. Boom, stop right there.
Whoa! Holy fuck, bro!
And this is the guy that was writing books from the beatnik era who was not stupid.
Wow. Wow.
And what is on fentanyl and all this other stuff?
Right.
And Xanax and Oxycontin and
It's all and I mean, like,
let's go after the Venezuelans.
right.
They're bringing in Oxycontin.
It's
They're bringing in
used to
fentanyl.
demonize. Oh my God, bro.
And then they use it to. Hey, how was my William S. Burroughs impersonation?
Very
though?
good. It's the best William S. Burroughs I've ever heard, to
And
be
they
honest
use
with you.
it to demonize.
Wow. Jesus Christ. William S. Burroughs is a fucking prophet. I mean, I'm sure that's a lie.
Naked Lunch is another crazy book. We'll get into that book
Soft
later
Machine,
on. Oh
Junkie.
my God, that's hard to read. It's like I know that, I didn't know that On the Road was a poetic book, but it feels like I know he wrote it in 3 weeks, but it feels like it took him longer to write that book than 3 weeks, because there's a lot of pausing and then it goes on to something else. Because you know where I stopped reading? I just remember I stopped reading it where Dean, they had just picked up the other chick, Cynthia, I don't know her name was,
Oh,
and they just left. They're in
Camille.
Denver, Camille, and they got a job working at some warehouse late at night,
right. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's where you left off.
which is like not even almost halfway there.
I would say it's 3/4 of the way in is where you left
Yeah.
off, because right at the end of that is where it starts to fall apart, and then he starts to realize, like, oh, this isn't going to last forever. Like, this is just a phase of my life.
Did you see that? There's a part also where they go party with a jazz guy that's all strung out. Huh?
Right, yes. And so you were talking about his poetry and the movement of his reading. And that's the thing is that Jack Kerouac went and would watch so bebop was a different type of jazz that's fast. That and he yes. So he felt like I could write like that. My writing is an instrument, just like the trumpet is that man's instrument.
With all beat.
And so he wanted to play. And so when you read his book, it's fast. It moves fast.
It does move fast.
And that's why he wrote that way. But yeah, man, I mean, like, his writing was, going back to William S. Burroughs. Did you ever get to read Junkie?
No, man.
Bro, that book is the best, in my mind, is the best William S. Burroughs book that he wrote. And it's his personal life surviving as a heroin junkie in like the 20s or something like that. And it's fucking good, bro.
You want to read a book about a junkie? Go read that book by Jerry Stahl, Permanent Midnight.
Permanent Midnight.
Yes. That book comes with a needle.
Oh, Jesus.
History for Fools, Jack Kerouac, Butch Escobar.
Yo!
Thank you very much for listening. We're going to New Orleans.
We'll come back with reports on Skankfest.
Skankfest.